What's up everybody? So today is going to be a pretty awesome day. I am installing the AAM Cold Air Intake on the 370Z. So here is the kit all laid out. And quite honestly, I was a little skeptical about going with the cold air intake for the 370Z because if you look at it, it actually is pretty efficient. You only have 3 cylinders for each air intake. So it's a pretty good system in the stock form, but time and time again, talking to Z owners and looking at all the different forums, so many people said they actually notice a difference with a cold air intake such as this. So this one relocates the air filters inside the bumper. It's a true cold air intake, aluminum piping, air filters, everything. So it's a really efficient system. And I think the major selling point for this brand is this thing right here. So if you look where the mass airflow sensors go, this is a little spacer that I will have installed when I have these ones in. And then if I end up tuning the car, I can actually take these out and the tune will basically allow for even more airflow. So these are a tunable air intake system, which is really cool. You don't get that with the other brands. So for me, I really like that. If I end up tuning the car, taking those out will get me just that much more power. And these are the same price as the other long tube air intakes, so why not get the ones that are tunable? So here's thumbs up to AAM Competition. Definitely check out their website in the description below. They have so many parts for all the Z cars, the G cars, and the GTR. I love the exhaust system that's on my car, and these intakes should be pretty awesome. So starting up, we're gonna go ahead and disconnect the battery, that way the ECU resets, and I'm gonna start off with removing the bumper. And then to work on the bumper, we just got a bunch of these little flat tabs. And with those tabs off, we now have another tab right in here. It might be hard to see the lighting. And then underneath this plastic, there's a screw I'll have to take out. And just pulling this little fender piece down, you can actually gain access to that. And I just went ahead and used the 10mm. Alright, so I've taped this up, all the thingies are, so all the screws are now removed. I taped this up just in case the bumper moves up and scratches it. Obviously don't want that to happen. Now onto the fun part, pulling the bumper off, kind of firmly pulling this and then pulling it down a little bit, pulling this off these tabs, and I think it's working. Alright, that can happen. Alright, DRL's got to unplug. Alright, so the bumper is off. That was not as bad as I was expecting, so that is very nice. I didn't break any tabs. That actually came off pretty easily, so that's really good. I'm going to take this little piece off. That'll give me better access for later in the installation. And then we'll work on getting the strut brace off, and then I can remove the factory boxes. So taking a look at the instructions on AAM's website, it looks like the airbox is just like one bolt and then just a few clamps, so it should be pretty easy to remove the stock system. Then now for the mass airflow sensor, we gotta just take this little clamp right off. And last up, we need to remove this duct in here. Pack of cables that we're gonna pinch to get this thing out of that little hole right there. We're gonna pinch that triangle right there to pull it back and take that screw off. And the other side will be the exact same. Next up, we're actually gonna do a little bit of trimming on this radiator support, just make them a little bit bigger. So I have my oscillating multi-tool. I think this will be my best bet to actually cut these out. Alright, so that is done. That side was very easy to get to make that nice and large. Came out very clean. I would highly recommend that tool. So now, on to the fun part, installing the cold air intake. So here is everything laid out. Everything is polished very, very nicely. These things look awesome. Cannot wait to have them in the car. So we're gonna start basically from the throttle body all the way to the air filters. And now before I go ahead and install the pipe on each side, I went ahead and put those spacers in. Honestly, this side was a major pain in the butt. I had to put this in the vise actually. See a little tiny dent I put in there. But I had to put this in the vise because that spacer just would not go in. It was just a little bit too big. So I had to put this in the vise to pinch the actual pipe just a little bit so it was more round, and then use the rubber mallet to actually get that all the way in. This side went in a little bit easier. Still had to put it into the vise just to pinch this pipe to be a little bit more round. But that went in a lot easier. So maybe these can be just a hair smaller so they fit a little bit better in there. And then for this hose right here, I'm actually going to take it off and flip it, and that'll go on a lot smoother. So I'm not going to tighten anything up there yet, so it's still movable. And then I'm going to take the coupler now to get that squared away so I know all the fitment. So I'm still working on getting this side fitted. I just cut another chunk out of this little beam piece. So I think now I might have a good clearance. Alright, so the fitment, not bad now that I trimmed that much more. You can see what kind of clearance we have. And obviously I had to tighten down this clamp before I actually put this pipe in. So this is the other way compared to what the directions say, but I don't know, I think I might like this. I think it'll work. The bumper should be just over it, so we should have good clearance. Everything's looking good. All I gotta do now is just go ahead and plug in the airflow sensor. So that side's done, all polished up a little bit, got a little dirty, but looking good, no pinches or anything. So just like last time, we're gonna mock up the whole installation, see how it's gonna fit, because who knows, this side might go this way, or I might put it this way. It really depends on how you'd like it to fit. So just like last time, I think I'm gonna go this route again, basically sliding this new pipe farther in that way, and then even pulling the silicone up a little bit farther. So this right here though, we're gonna have metal on metal, so that will rattle. So I'm gonna get some insulating foam stuff to put there. So just like on the other side, I did a little bit more trimming now with the oscillating tool. Got this corner up here gone, and then this other piece, and then the lower section a little bit more gone. Alright, so that is the installation. We're all done. Everything is nice and tight. I'll go ahead and just check everything one last time. Everything's looking good. I'll put the engine cover back on, reconnect the battery, put the strut brace on, and then zip tie any fenders if I need to, and then take it for a spin. The way it sits, just to kind of check it out, I'll probably do something different than this little foam piece. I can probably actually rotate this a little bit better, because this side clears very nicely, no issues over there. And actually, after further investigation, there is no need to have anything there because this won't go up anyway. So we're good there, fitment's good. So everything looks pretty good on the car. I've gone ahead and tightened everything one last time. Everything looks like it is properly installed. I do have the ISR silicone pipes. If anyone's interested, send me a message on Instagram. So next up, last thing to do, pop the bumper back on and we are good to go. Alright, so the installation has now been complete. Honestly, that was not as challenging as I was expecting. I was expecting it to be a little bit more difficult than it was. So overall, not too bad. The bumper was pretty easy to get off. That was kind of refreshing. The only hiccup I found with the whole install was just getting those inserts in the pipe. They were just a little bit tighter than I was hoping. I had to use the vise just to pinch the pipe just a little bit, about 2 millimeters, to get a little bit more round, and then with the rubber mallet I was able to tap it in. This one was harder than that one, not sure why, but it will be a challenge if I have to remove them because they are in pretty tight. But that was really the only challenge with the whole system. It fit really good, honestly. The fitment is really good. Getting this piece and the next pipe, that's a little bit, you kind of just have to play with it on your own to figure out what fitment is going to work best on your car. But trimming those things twice like I did, that made a lot of room, so it was pretty easy to get everything squared away. And then the air filters are located right behind the front bumper. So the cool thing with cold air intakes on the 370, you don't have to worry about the air filter being way down in the bumper or something crazy like that. So water is definitely not an issue. Overall look, I think they look so cool. I really like it. I like the polished look. So I've driven the car about 15 miles now, just kind of slowly resetting the ECU. I'm gonna drive it for about a week and a half, just to make sure everything is squared away. But overall, install is done. Everything looks good. Everything is nice. Once I put some more miles on and everything resets, I'll then punch it a little bit to see if there's any performance gain or sound difference. And of course, I will be doing a full review and a sound comparison test just to see if there is any difference. And once again, huge thumbs up to AAM Competition. Definitely check out the link to their website in the description below. So many awesome parts for all the Z's, the G's, and the GTR cars. I love my exhaust. You can really mix and match every part with these cars. And they have such a wide variety of parts, engine-based stuff, exhaust, suspension, everything you can think of. So definitely check them out. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button down below. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next video.